Happy Monday. Just got done knocking out this cardio, fat loss focused. Heart rate, man, I just had it. Average of 153 to 172. A little high for my taste, but I'm still getting used to this new field, because the field that I usually run at is shorter and it's artificial grass rather than real grass. So changed up things quite a bit. This one's a little harder on my back too, because obviously depending on the quality of field, this field, yeah, a 5, and that's beats per minute. 153 to 172 beats per minute average during this 30-minute of cardio, and about a 5-minute warm-up, no more, maybe a little less, but no more than 5 minutes. I think it was about 5 minutes, because I looked down at the audio book when I got done with the warm-up, and it said that it was at like 5 minutes, and I started it like right when I started. So just you know, gonna try and go ride today, and you know, stay on this journey. So what I wanted to talk about was this. In fat loss, there's really not these overnight celebrity kind of situations. Now, I could have been an overnight celebrity on the methods that I've used in the past. But as I've said before, those are radical methods, and I'm not trying to use those methods anymore because inevitably they were unsustainable. And I'm trying to do this I'm trying to cut from the get-go with what I feel like is a sustainable effort. So, and it's crazy because my partner keeps saying, oh, you're all over the place. And maybe, you know, maybe that's right. I don't know. We'll see. But what I wanted to talk about was the importance of, you know, doing cardio. I think that if you're spinning your wheels, I think that you should commit to 10 days of fasted cardio. Now, why am I saying that? I am saying that because if you commit to the cardio, maybe you will see, you know, and you're keeping your data. That's number one. Always keep your data. If you're sticking to the cardio and you're keeping your data, you will most likely start to burn fat, or you'll start to lose weight, one or the other. And then that'll give you confidence. See, and another thing too is, like, you know, trying to do it without exercise is a grueling process. It's not easy. You know, I've been able to lose fat without exercise. You can't eat much. You know, you're not going through the day with all those endorphins, because I think that's the major reason why I like cardio so much. And I've been addicted to cardio since I was a child. Even, you know, when I was like, you know, speed walking uphill as a 3rd grader, you know, I got those endorphins. You know, I felt that energy. And people used to say, man, you know, why is that big kid always so active and everything? Man, it's because I was always moving. You know, I was always moving as a kid. That's one thing. I might have been bigger, but I was always on my feet. I always had something going on. I had a paper out. I was always active. You know, I was always in the streets. I was always making it happen. Boom, 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 getting all over the place. And, you know, I feel like that is what has given me the opportunity to get down to 10% in the past, is just that constant activity. Now, is it sustainable for everybody? No, you have to be healthy. But I mean, I have a back injury, and I got up to 280 pounds at the highest weight of my back injury. 9 months after my injury, I was 280 pounds. And I cut 100 pounds since my back injury. I was under 180. You know, when I was 10%, I was under 180. So I lost 100 pounds. It took me, my highest was 2009. I was down in the 80s, 2013. And it wasn't like that process wasn't like, you know, structured, you know, like during that time I went up and down in weight. I had cut down to like, between like 2009, is that about when I started like trying to get this thing going? I started intermittent fasting about 2010. But I was already kind of in the process. I was getting back active, and I got my way down to like I got my way down to like, I think 202, and then I gained weight because I was dealing with pain again, and I got back up to like 230, and then I went from 230 to under 180. I was in the 170s, and that happened between about September 2012 and May 2013. And the majority of the time I was, you know, the times I was having success burning fat and keeping fat off and getting my fat percentage down, I was, you know, I was very active. I was doing cardio, you know, I think I was doing like 3 days on, 1 day off. You know, 3 days in a row I would do cardio, and it would be grueling, don't get me wrong, it'd be, you know, tiring. Now remember, during this time I wasn't lifting weights. You know, it's different now. That's the reason why everything is, the process is totally different now. If I wasn't lifting weights and all I had to do was just run every day or ride my board like I've done in the past, then this process wouldn't be anywhere near as you know, difficult and as hard to adapt to as it is. But in reality, you know, trying to burn this fat and lift weights is something that I've never done before, not at the weight that I'm trying to get down to. I've been strong and been bigger and been lean at the weight that I'm at right now, but I've never been in a position where I've been trying to cut fat. You know, a fat loss focused strategy. Never been in that position before. So I stress to you, you know, focus on doing cardio for 10 days, even if you're just walking. I don't recommend that. I recommend doing the process that I'm doing, maybe 15 minutes a day for 10 days straight. Go out, do your strides, you know, get in a nice little run, you know, 15 minutes every day, do a little warm up, and then get your heart rate monitor out, you know, throw that puppy on, throw your chest strap on, and do, you know, strides up and down the field. I use well, the field I'm using now is ridiculous. I mean, I'm adapting to it, but a football field or a soccer field, and you just do 15 minutes, you know, you run down, let your heart rate drop down to you got to figure out what your fat burning heart rate is. I use 145, so I don't let my heart rate drop below 145 beats per minute. Today my heart rate averaged 153, which I don't like. But I usually try and keep myself between 145 and 165. I don't want it to be crazy because I'm just trying to burn fat. You know, if I had access to a gym, I would just go walk on an incline on the treadmill and keep my heart rate, you know, 150, 155. You know, walking at an incline, maybe Stairmaster. Those are usually the ones that everybody that has you know, a good physique that I see online and whatnot. That seems to be what they use as the Stairmaster. So good luck to you. I think it'll work, you know. You need a heart rate monitor. You know, if you're trying to burn fat, you got to get a heart rate monitor. I mean, there's no getting around that. Or you just got to know your body really well. But give it 10 days, you know. And this, you know, this isn't the all in all. This is just a piece of the puzzle. There is no all in all. This is a journey that takes a lot of intensity, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose. You are going to need to be intense. You're going to need to track your data, like I always say. You're going to need to research topics, look up people that are online, that are endomorphs, that are going through the same thing that you're going through, extract information from them, you know, beg people for information. Don't be afraid. Changed my mind about going to the store this morning. Don't be afraid to ask people, that, especially people that are endomorphs, for suggestions on what you should be doing, because I'm telling you right now, most endomorphs, they will help you because they understand that it's a huge lifestyle and behavior change to get the fat off. So they'll help you. You know, don't be afraid to ask people for help. You can't, because you want to reach your goal. If it takes you begging people for strategies and ideas, then that's just what it takes. I mean, you know, no one ever asked me, so, you know, hey, whatever. But, you know, the videos, I'm sure that, you know, especially, I mean, heck, I think Endomorph Life has, I think, shoot, last I looked, almost 200 videos. So if you can take some time out of your day, maybe you don't need to research. Maybe you could, you know, chop up your food for the day and listen to the video, and maybe I'll have a nugget or two in there that you can add to your you know, to your repertoire. But, you know, you got to take action if you want to burn fat. You can't think that, you know, burning fat's just going to be this overnight process. You know, it's going to take a lot of strategy changing. It's going to take a lot of learning your body and adjusting. But I do think that exertion in the, from cardio, I do think that is a major factor. Now, I have said in the past that you should walk, and I do agree with that, but what I'm saying is that this style of cardio that I do, I've had success with it many times over, and it's not difficult. It's not like you're running like a, you're not doing sprints, you're just doing strides. Remember, you're only trying to keep your heart rate in that fat burning phase. I can't tell you what your fat burning heart rate is. Everybody's weight's different, everyone's different. It's based on age, it's based on your weight. So you have to go out and you have to research that. But you can find it, it's online, it's not that hard. Just Google, or go to a library if you don't have a computer. There's books in the library that talk about fat loss and heart rate and all that too, so you don't necessarily need the internet, and just, take some time to apply it to your health. Look up what your fat burning heart rate is for someone your age, height, and weight. It's not that hard. And I do believe that if you go out and buy a Polar heart rate monitor, or you get on Polar's website, they should have information that tells you about your heart rate and, fat burning heart rate and all that, and cardiovascular and athletics heart rates and all that stuff. They sell the product. So the reason why people buy those products is because they require those efficiencies in order to reach their goals. So you can find your fat burning heart rate. So get out there, 10 days of cardio, and if it does you well, let me know what your results were. I'd like to hear them. I'm pretty sure they'll be pretty good, especially if you have your eating under control. Always remember, we got to count calories. Got to count calories, you got to count macros, and once again, that's, data, research. You got to find out what those numbers are too. It's all work. No one's going to hand you a better body. No one's going to hand you a healthier lifestyle. You have to work for it. No one's standing in line to make your life great, and you just sit around and do nothing, unless you can hire a chef and all these people and have money to hire, chefs and personal trainers and everything to, escort you through all this. But even then, you're gonna have to do the work yourself. They can you could put in, you could add in all those little, tools and, and safeguards all you want, but at the end of the day, you still have to do the work. At the end of the day, you still have to diet. At the end of the day, you're the one that's putting the food in your mouth. You can cheat when the chef ain't there, So focus, get a heart rate monitor, get out there on a nice, smooth, if you can't find a nice, smooth grass field, then, run on a crappy one. I did when I was a kid. I ran on a crappy, the ground was like this. All the grass was always burned. They never watered the grass at this field, and I ran on that field year round when I was a kid, my high school years, year round. The grass was only freaking green in the winter time. In the summertime, because of where the sun freaking hit that field and there was like no trees around it, that grass was always just like, burnt. So it was hard. I mean, it was like running on cement, but man, I wanted it. That's the difference is, you gotta be motivated, man. If you don't have self-motivation, none of this stuff's gonna work. Happy Monday.